In this lesson, you will learn what type of blocks repeat blocks are and how to use them in your programming. Pause the video here and brainstorm the different ways you could get the Scratch Cat to move 100 steps. Add your answers to your Google Doc. One way to program Scratch Cat to move 100 steps is to use the When Flag Clicked block and the Move 10 Steps block 10 times. However, there could be some challenges with this. It takes a large and repetitive section of code, it takes time to drag out each of the 10 blocks, and it takes up a lot of space for such a simple program. Not only that, it can be challenging to look over all of these Move 10 step blocks to look for a possible error. It is better to make the code as simple and uncomplicated to read as possible so that it is easier to debug. One way to simplify the challenge of getting the Scratch Cat to move 100 steps could be to use the repeat block. The repeat block lets you control a lot of multiple steps rather than programming the same blocks over and over again. This block is going to allow you to write code that is more complex, takes up less space, and might be easier to debug. It is important to note that the number 10 is the default number. You can change it to whatever number you need. Also, whatever is inside the mouth of this block is what will be repeated. This block can be found under the Control tab. There are many other blocks that will be very useful, which will be discussed and learned about later. Take a minute to pause this video, look through the blocks, and see if you can find others you might have already used. Think about how you might program the Scratch Cat to move 100 steps using the repeat block and the Move 10 Steps block. Pause the video here and add your answer to your Google Doc. Here is one way to program the Scratch Cat to move using the repeat block. First, let's see how the Scratch Cat moves with this programming. Now let's focus on the script on the right side of the screen. One thing that students find surprising is the go to X0, Y0 block. Remember that you need to tell the computer where the sprite should appear when the green flag is clicked. These are the initial conditions. When programming this, I decided that Scratch Cat would start in the center of the screen. The program won't know to do this unless I explicitly tell it to do so. Did you notice that the Scratch Cat appears to be moving the entire 100 steps almost immediately? Why could this be happening? Let's look at the next slide to see if that will help us determine why. Pause the video here and take a look at the script and make a prediction as to why you are better able to see the Scratch Cat's movements now. Remember, in the previous slide, it seemed like the cat immediately moved the 100 steps since the computer quickly executed all of the commands. It did everything, but at a very fast speed, so fast we couldn't see it all happening. Let's look at what happens when Scratch Cat moves using this program. To make the computer execute the commands at a slower pace so we could see each block in the script happening, wait blocks were added. Notice how much easier it will be to look for an error in this script compared to code where that cat had to move 10 steps 10 times. There are fewer details to have to look at when reviewing the code. Pause the video here and add your answer for how you would program Scratch Cat to move 35 steps using the repeat block to your Google Doc. Don't forget to have the Scratch Cat start in the middle of the screen when the flag is clicked. Notice the initial conditions are programmed. Scratch Cat should appear in the center of the screen each time the flag is clicked to begin the program. Without this, Scratch Cat would begin in the last position it was in when the program ended. The wait block is added to have the sprite look more like it is walking. Of course, you could change the numbers in the repeat block and the move steps block to repeat 5 times and move 7 steps. Reflect on your learning. Did you learn where repeat blocks can be found and how they